Let's talk cold exposure. My name's Jacob Wilkes, and in this video, we're gonna uncover the science behind stepping into the cold and how it can be incredibly beneficial for your health. From improved mental sharpness to enhancing your immune system, it's not all about just enduring the cold. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and discovering a simple yet profound way to boost your well-being. Let's dive into the facts and find out how embracing a little bit of cold can give you some really cool benefits and how you can get started today. Cold exposure has been dated all the way back from 3500 BC. Ancient Greeks utilized cold water for therapies and social connection. Most cultures have been doing it for centuries. So let's go over the major benefits of cold exposure. Firstly, you need to know that when you get really cold, your internal body starts to heat up. This process can activate brown fat. Brown fat is a type of fat tissue that burns calories to generate more heat. This is called thermogenesis, which in itself can lead to fat burn and fat loss. More benefits include better skin health, better mental clarity, better immune system, and helps delay muscle soreness. I'm not advising you to get into the cold if your doctor has told you not to. Just be smart about it, and if you know you can't do it, then don't do it. But most likely, you can do it, and the truth is your mind is just playing tricks on you, and you can go way farther than you actually think you can. And cold exposure really helps you determine what you're actually capable of. So, what can you do to get started? If you don't think you can get into the cold, and you might have limiting beliefs, take Wim Hof for an example. This man is known as the modern-day Iceman. He holds 26 world records and has done half a marathon in bare feet. Bare feet. That's crazy. And if this guy can do it, or I can get into the cold for like 3 minutes. I think the most beneficial thing for me has been that I don't get sick anymore. I think it's really helped my immune system, and it's honestly just gives me a huge boost so I can stay outside and without discomfort. So, how can we get started? So to start off, what I did is I would go upstairs and I would turn the shower on to warm. Like not hot, but warm. And go in the shower, wash up, whatever, and near the end I would put it to cold. And I would try and stay in for as long as possible. So even if it's 5 seconds, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with 5 seconds. We just want to get the initial cold shock. When you get in, you'll feel you'll tense up, you'll run out of breath, and you'll feel really stressed. But the key is to just embrace that and just keep doing that every time, every day. That's the point. So yeah, and then the second step would be it's simple. The second step is simple. Just turn your shower to fully cold, crank it, and just step in for as long as possible. I try and do around 3 minutes. I count down from 180 seconds. So from 180, you count down all the way to 120. So from 120 to 180 is tough because your body is in shock and you're getting used to the cold. So after that 120 seconds, from 60 to 120, it gets easier. And then from 0 to 60, it's easy again because you got this far, so you might as well just finish it off. And yeah, that's really helped with my mental clarity in the morning, which gives me huge motivation, and it makes me calmer because I know it helps me react to stress in huge amounts. So I would say, like, the best thing, yeah, like, one of the most beneficial things you can do, excuse me, is like an infrared, or what is it called? Infrared sauna. So you go into the sauna for like 20 minutes, you work up a sweat, and then, like, best case scenario, you get into like a cold lake, like drill a hole around the ice and just get in. So there's different levels to this. The next level is cold plunge. So I got a cold plunge for Christmas, and you just set it up, you like put it out on the deck or whatever, wherever you want, fill it up with water, and if you want it to be colder, you just add ice to it. So I went out this morning at like 6:30, and I wanted to go have a cold plunge. And I walk out, and usually there's a layer of ice on the top of the water that you have to break so you can like get in. But this time I checked it, and it was literally all frozen, like the entire thing. It's just like a cylinder of ice, which I'll show you right now. I'll link in the description the exact one that I have. You don't need a cold plunge, like, it's not necessary. A cold shower will definitely do, but it's nice to have. So Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist, recommends 1 to 3 minutes of exposure from about 35 degrees Fahrenheit to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Or it could be a longer session from 30 to 60 minutes of 60-degree Fahrenheit water, which is comfortable. So 60 degrees Fahrenheit is like the same as a cold shower, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. But again, all we want is just that huge shock, that huge jolt of energy, or that huge boost in dopamine and adrenaline, which also helps reduce your stress in stressful situations. So we know that when you get into cold water, you get huge spike of dopamine, which gives you motivation. This lasts for about 4 hours before it kind of drops off, but in the morning time, you can get that huge motivation spike for about 4 hours, like I said, and in that 4 hours, say like you're doing work, your work's going to be a lot easier to do because you did something hard in the morning, and your dopamine is spiked, and it's natural dopamine, so it's not artificial dopamine. It's the strongest natural dopamine source. When you have huge amounts of stress from the cold in the morning, you get used to stressful situations. So I was driving down a 2-lane highway and just driving normally, and some guy is in the turning lane, and he's like halfway in my lane coming head on. And instead of like getting that huge spike, like when you get scared or like when you're in danger, you get that huge spike of like stress, it was a little bit less, like it wasn't so intense. So this time I could actually like control myself in a way where I was calmer and I could just react to the situation instead of, freaking out, which just helps me make better decisions. Cold exposure also helps boost recovery and helps with delayed onset muscle soreness. So you might see like athletes just chilling in the ice bath after a workout because they know the benefits of it, and they get less sore from their workout, so it helps them recover faster. But keep in mind, they're probably doing it in the morning before their workout, because it's shown in this study that cold exposure after workout has shown to block hypertrophy or slow down hypertrophy. Again, please don't do cold exposure if your doctor has told you not to, or you just know you can't do it. But most likely you can do it. It's just your mind playing tricks. With that being said, I hope you take action, and I hope you found this video helpful.